Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 4. So, last time we had the introduction of Snake, who seems to be the leader of this band of guards that are protecting the farm here. We had some of the underlings, I actually wrote their names down, Fox and Badger, who were kind of messing with I guess they're, in their own way, they're trying to get Omar on their side, right? They want to have a good connection to the family of the farm, so that way, probably, they can either get paid more, get in on some of the action, or, like, when the father passes on, he'll keep using their group or something like that. Either way, they were ambitious in whatever they were trying to do, getting closer, and they thought they'd try to put up the Omar to try to kill one of the slaves because they think killing someone is how you become a man and get more confidence and stuff like that. But he wasn't able to do it, so they started just torturing Thorfinn and just started cutting him up, cut the top part of his ear off, and then Snake showed up and beat the shit out of him. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of Snake, who he is. He seems pretty ruthless to be able to hit one of his own men like that. So, yeah, let's watch this and see where it goes. And I mean, we also got to look into Thorfinn's, feelings, and he's in a very depressive state where he's like, what's the point of living when nothing ever good happens and stuff like that. So, all right, we're gonna start here, guys, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. Mappa! There it is. The big old mappa. Man. Okay, so yeah, this is, ear gets cut off. This is before Snake shows up. Or not the whole ear, just the top part of it. I wonder if they get their kicks off, like, hurting people that they deem weaker than them. Even though I don't think Thorfinn's weaker than them, I'm not saying that, but since he's not fighting back, they don't know how strong he is. Because the boss is so overwhelmingly, like, strong and scary to them, they like scaring people. My dog's in my room, by the way, making some noise, so if you hear some weird shit, it's probably her. Yeah, decked. Teeth gone. Did we ever hear him explain? Okay, we didn't. He literally just offered himself up and he started cutting him. Hmm. I wonder why the belt over the shirt. Oh. Oh, shit. Interesting. So he defends himself now, but not before. Why? Did he not think they were gonna kill him? Is that why he didn't defend, but maybe he felt like Snake was gonna? That was cool, though. I mean, I know he saw Asgard for a second there, but... There you go. Just starts yawning again. Damn. And generous that they got away with only a punch. So he's a forgiving man, but ruthless enough that they understand that that threat is enforceable. Man, look at his jacked arms. He's gonna, like, rediscover his reason for living. Opening? Let's do it. Oh, wait. That was weird. Hopefully that wasn't my episode messing up. Hopefully the syncing didn't get, like, messed up in any way. But maybe they just had, like, did they have just, like, a couple seconds they needed to fill or something like that, so they just threw, like, a slightly longer black screen before the opening? I really like this song, man. So maybe Thorfinn took the first step into figuring out that he wants to live. Maybe now he tries to figure out how he goes about doing that. Like you said, and do what? Dung beetle. That is an overwhelming amount of hay. Oh, so the master knows now. I guess it makes sense that he'd find out. Well, you are slaves. I think they were planning on it. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the way the world is in this time period. I wonder if Thorfinn, like, tries to change things. Oh, wow, okay. So Einar was thinking about the money. Oh. His face. Einar. Oh. Simpin' hard. Oh, a new outfit. Man, the shoulder wound. What was that from? Where did he get... I mean, it was probably one of his fights, but which one gave him a shoulder wound that bad? Or was it one we didn't see? Teach Thorfinn manners. What? Oh, it picked up its little baby. I never understand why some people have such a hard time saying things like that. Like, I'm not a very social person, but I can at least say thank you to someone. I mean, even if I don't understand, like, obviously I know he's been out of it for a long time, and he probably hasn't thanked anyone for a long time, but if someone said to me, hey, say thank you, I'd just say thank you. Even if I didn't mean it. You badass. Cutting down them trees, cutting. Yep. He's killed people too. Innocent people too. A lot of close-ups on the lips this episode. It's interesting. Yep. That he has. Man, I feel like he's cutting high up on that tree. It's too many to count. Hmm. Damn, he cuts down trees fast. Not as fast as Taiju from Dr. Stone, though. Yeah. Oh, man. Just like all the fallen trees behind him while he's walking towards more trees. It's almost like the amount of people he's killed behind him, walking forward to kill more. Yep. I have a feeling Einar's gonna have a hard time finding people in this world that are older and haven't had to kill people. I mean, I'm sure there's a good amount, but still. Uh-oh. Wait, what is this? Is this real? Oh, he's thinking about the people that came and attacked them. Okay, so the first attack when they were young. This was when his dad was killed, I believe. Man. The muscles on his arm. There's some decent animation on, like, walking through hay. What's on your mind, Einar? Jesus. Why? Like, if you think you're gonna kill every person that's killed people, you're gonna become the biggest killer that you hate. It's not like he did anything to your family. Jeez. I don't know that I understand Einar's motivation here, but I'll talk more in the discussion. To be fair, the reason why he got sucked into war is because of the vengeance he went after. And I feel like that's something that Einar can relate to if he were to hear that story. Oh my god. This is some imagery. Jeez. Talking about fighting your demons. This is very berserk to me. So that was, man, I couldn't tell who was making the noise. I couldn't tell if that was Einar strangling him, making like a struggling noise, or if that was Thorfinn making a, can't breathe noise, but it seems like it was Thorfinn. Oh, the lady that helped him. Jeez. So is that what his nightmares have been? Damn. Or maybe this is just one of many that he has. Man, is Thorfinn not even gonna know that Einar was... God damn, that is a hell of a night terror. Yeah, that was the lady that took him in when he was younger, and then he signaled for them to come attack the village, and she got killed for it. Ah, man. It's crazy how, like, he went so long being able to bury all of this affecting him, and now it's just, like, all coming back to him. I mean, it probably has been for a while since he... Ever since Askeladd died and he lost his purpose, just... Damn. Just remembering all the things he's said. Huh. Einar really is, like, a bit of an optimist. Even after everything that's happened to him. Like, obviously he has his moments, but... Damn. Do you think it has nothing to do with him, like the amount of people, or just Thorfinn killing people in general? Does it just have to do with Thorfinn, like, just wanting to give up when Einar's trying so hard to stay positive? And, like, get his life back? Yeah, exactly. But it's also not all about you there, buddy. But he's kind of just, you know, venting his emotions. I wonder, Thorfinn's not one to talk to people much. But I wonder if Einar will ever actually know. Like, he said he doesn't want to know, but... I'm gonna talk more about all these things in the discussion, though. I don't want to talk over the scenes too much. Thorfinn's definitely starting to talk a little more, though. I mean, we had he gave the shirt and he didn't thank the guy. But then he thanked Einar for waking him. Who be you? At a graveyard? That doesn't look like Canute. Do we know that person? Or is that a new person? I think I need to go back and look at the face. I was trying to look for the scar that he has. But I didn't see it. Or I think it's on this side. Alright. That was kind of like a slower but also tense in some ways, with kind of Einar just looking a little, like, learning a little more about Thorfinn and stuff like that. So from the way he talked and the way he reacted. Oh, that's okay. Some of these outro visuals making more sense now. Was he missing part of his ear in the outro when he has his hair back? I don't know. I don't know if we could see a good enough angle to tell. Oh, yep, there it is, okay. At least that one I had it. Alrighty, guys. That's preview. That is it for episode 4. Alright. I really love that episode. I want to start that off. I want you guys to know that I already said once that it was a little slower, but also tense in a lot of ways. Doesn't mean I don't like it. I really liked it. But, like, it was a lot of, kind of, in a way, a lot of visual storytelling, where, you know, we had a lot of moments of just close-up on faces, and you have to try to just extrapolate for yourself what they might be thinking. Like, I'm still trying to figure out exactly why Einar started choking out Thorfinn, right? Like, I understand that Einar's character so far has hating war, hates people that kill people, right? He learns that Thorfinn has killed people and fought in war, so it's everything he stands against. But if you start killing, like, he doesn't even know who, like, Thorfinn never said he killed innocent people, right? Like, he said he's killed a lot of people, but if now I know Thorfinn got innocent people killed. I'm not saying he didn't. But let's say for an if situation that Thorfinn only ever killed people who were fighting in wars who have also killed people, right? If Einar killed Thorfinn because he killed people that killed people, he would just be another person killing people because they killed people, right? Like, it's just perpetuating that cycle of death. Now, obviously, he stopped and everything, but, and, you know, sometimes emotions aren't rational, so maybe it's just that. Maybe he thought about it because Thorfinn is everything he is against, and he's not capable of getting revenge on the people that ruined his life, so he wants to take out his frustration on something, and it has to be Thorfinn because he's there and he's vulnerable at the moment. So maybe that's it. Another theory that I thought about was the idea that the pep talk that Einar kind of gave Thorfinn about living and stuff like that. This whole time, despite all the terrible things that have happened to Einar, he's talked about how he's still alive and he's gonna try to like move forward and gain back everything that he's lost. Now, granted, obviously he can't get his family back, but he's not giving up. And that's why I said this episode that he's a bit of an optimist. And maybe seeing Thorfinn, who's kind of someone who's given up and like doesn't care that doesn't care if he dies and stuff like that. Sometimes when you're on the brink, and I feel like Einar's kind of on the brink, that's all it really takes to drag someone down with you, is like hearing those negative feelings and being like, oh yeah, he's kind of right, and then they really start to, from being an optimist and wanting to improve to going into that depressive spiral too. So I don't know. I think it could be one or the other, and maybe that's why he was kind of choking him out, because he's like, don't drag me down with you, you son of a bitch, like it might have been something like that, but I'm not sure. It also could be like, it could even be a little bit of jealousy. Like, he saw how capable Thorfinn was, right? And maybe he was thinking, maybe it was a little bit of jealousy where he was thinking like, oh, if I was that capable, I would do so much more with my life, But here he is just wanting to die. But yeah, it's certainly interesting. And like I said, emotions aren't rational, so really any of those options are valid. And in that tense moment for him, he just went for it, just started choking him out and everything. So I don't know. Definitely interesting. I like the earlier in the episode when he was getting healed and was given a new shirt, he wasn't able to say thanks, but then being woken up from those nightmares, he said thanks to Einar. It's kind of like a good bookend where, I don't know, I mean, I wonder if we go back, like, ever since Thorfinn left his village, has he ever thanked anybody? Is this like the first time he's thanked someone since he's left home? I imagine he thanked people back when he was home. I imagine Thor's taught him manners, right? I mean, they're Vikings, they're, and in the past, maybe they didn't really, maybe they're kind of like the Dothraki and they just have like no word for thanks, I know they have a word for it, but like maybe it's not something they give out very, very willingly. I'm not sure. But I'm wondering if ever since he left his village, at the very least, if we've ever heard Thorfinn say thank you. I can't remember any moments, but it's such a simple gesture. It's not something that you think about, right? It's not like someone saying thank you in a show is very forgetful. I'm not going to remember. Like, I couldn't tell you the last time I heard someone say thank you in a show, but I'm sure it happens all the time, just because it's one of those things that you, like, it's so ingrained in you as just something you should do that you don't think of it and you don't, like, ingrain it into memory as something you should remember because, like, who cares? They said thank you. Wow, great. But yeah. Anyway. So, I like the tree imagery. I don't know, maybe I'm extrapolating too much from it, but I like how when they were talking about how many people he's killed, he's standing there facing away from us, and behind him is like a whole cut down forest, which could be all the people that he cut down, essentially. And then he's moving forward into the woods as a kid still, as if like, and then he went to cut down more, I thought that was cool imagery, at least the way that I took it. There's probably other ways to interpret it, but I thought that was pretty neat. It was nice of Arneid, I'm probably saying that wrong, to run around and tell people what happened. Granted, she wasn't the one that told Snake what was happening, so really she isn't the one that saved them, because Snake was going to go there and save them anyway, it seems like. But the doctor knew what happened and was like, came out and healed them and everything and did it for free, so that was nice of him, and said you can thank Arnade for it. So I mean, whatever she did seems to have made him understand that maybe he wasn't sure if the slaves instigated the situation. Like maybe the guards had good reason, but maybe Arnade was like, hey, they were just washing their face doing nothing, and these guards came and took them, and then this happened to them. So maybe that helped the doctor be like, okay, they didn't do anything to deserve this, so they don't deserve to have to pay for this treatment and stuff like that. But maybe that's really what it was. Because other than that, I mean, he said it's his job to take care of them, right? So either way, he's doing his job. Whether Arnade told him or not, he would have had to come out and do this, right? Once they found out. And since she wasn't the reason Snake went to where he was and did what he did, then other than that first theory I came up with, there's no reason why we should be thanking her for it, right? But anyway. So, but yeah, it was a really interesting episode with this, I think we're seeing these characters, even despite what Einar did this episode, I think we're seeing these characters get closer with each other. I think Einar getting past this episode is one step closer to them being able to accept each other, work together, and become friends. And in a way, I'd like for Einar to learn Thorfinn's story because it's very similar to his. Like, it's just both their characters are kind of the two different paths, right? Like, Einar saw his dad die at a young age, roughly the age that Thorfinn was. Maybe Einar was a little older, I'm not sure. Saw his dad die, but then stayed with his family and everything, right? But and just grew up as a simple farmer. And then we had Thorfinn, who saw his dad die at a young age and went into war and followed the guy that killed him in order to get revenge, and just sought revenge the whole time, and this is where it led him to. So it's really interesting, and I feel like it could be really interesting for Einar to hear that story, to hear where he could have ended up if he succumbed to vengeance or something, I don't know. I just think it's a really interesting parallel, and I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how their friendship grows, and if they never talk about it, and if he never learns, then that's also interesting too, because it's just Einar having to assume what Thorfinn has been through, even though he said this episode that he doesn't want to know what kind of hell he's been through. You gotta be curious. I'd be curious, if I'm spending day in and day out with someone who has very skilled moves, has killed people, has been in war, and says he wants to die. I'm just like, you fought this long to live, so why do you want to die? What has happened to you? I don't know. I feel like I'd be curious. But anyway. Other than that, we have this character at the end that I'm not sure who it is. We see the back of their head. They have a headband on. I don't see the scar, so it's definitely, and the hair's too short. I think Canute still has long hair, at least in the opening. I wonder if we're supposed to know this person. I don't recognize him. Trying to think who we've had in the show. I mean, we saw someone climbing a hill in the snow in the finale of season 1, right? It cut away to a few people, Einar being one person climbing in the snow. Who were they with? Because they were with an older person too, right? So I wonder who... Maybe it's just a new character we meet in some way? They were... Okay, so it's just a couple, guards or something visiting a graveyard in a very green area. I don't know. I doubt it's gonna be one of, like, Askeladd's, like, half-siblings or anything. I don't know who it could be. But it could just be a new character, too. Kind of like how at the end of Season 1 Einar was teased. Maybe at the end of this episode, this person's being teased. I'm so worried that I'm, like, an idiot, and I'm forgetting someone important, and it's like, oh shit, it's that person, because the way they showed the face, the way they, like, built up not seeing who it is, and then they turned around and you see the face, I'm like, I keep being like, oh shit, is that someone we know? Like, and I'm just being real dumb here, but I guess we'll find out. So, it looks like some kind of, like, cross type thing on the headband. So I don't know if it's some kind of religious person. Like a Christian of some sort. Whatever happened to, what was his name? Shoot. I, like, finally got his name towards the end of Season 1. The priest, the guy that's always drinking. He lived, right? He didn't die? I think he did. I swear I wrote it down. It was after this point. Willibald. There we go. But I feel like, well, Willibald, they said he was actually pretty young. He looked old because of his, it doesn't have the same, like, bone structure and stuff, but Thorfinn kind of doesn't either, as he used to, because he got older. But I don't think it's Willibald. I was just throwing it out there because of the little cross on his head. I don't know. I have a feeling I'm not going to dwell on it anymore. I apologize if it's someone we know and I forget. That's my bad. But hopefully it's just someone new so I don't look like an idiot. I wonder what the reasoning for focusing on lips so much this episode. Like, is it just for, like, the intensity of, like, these words really mean something to the one saying it? You know? Is it just supposed to, like, really stress on the words they're saying? But his nightmares were sad, too. We kind of got a glimpse of what at least one of them looks like. I don't know if that's what they always look like, but it's just him fighting soldiers. And then one of them turns into the lady that got killed. The one where they found him, like, in a river and they took care of him and stuff like that. So that's, like, just him dwelling over, and I talked about it during the episode of, like, all throughout his, like, he was so focused on revenge, he never stopped to think about the destruction he's been leaving in his wake this whole time. But as soon as, probably shortly after he lost his goal for revenge, he probably started thinking about everything he's done up until this point. So it's such an interesting development for his character, and it's such an interesting start to the season because, like, everything ramped up, like, so crazy, and everything went hard pretty much all throughout, I feel like, Season 1. And then Season 2 just kind of, like, reeled things back, and it was just, like, this character that we saw do so many things for a whole season, and now we just, like, see him wallowing in the sadness of the things he's done, and it's pretty brutal, but yeah. Alright, I think that's all I really gotta say for this one. It was a good episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more. Links in the description below should be popping up on the screen. Get 2 episodes ahead of time on there. Check it out, and I will see you guys in my future reactions. Bye-bye.